Okay, I think it's audible, right? It should be audible. Okay, so next we'll discuss this chapter from history. I think so we are in the history NCRT third chapter of sixth, our past one. So this chapter talks about the earlier cities. Okay, so in the last class we discussed about the Stone Age, na? I think we discussed the Paleolithic, Mesolithic. We discussed you remember Paleolithic. You know what happened in Paleolithic, then what happened in Mesolithic, and finally Neolithic. Can you tell me some sites of Paleo, Meso, Neolithic, Paleolithic sites? Adhirambakam, Kurnool Caves, Bhimbedka, okay, then Hunsugi, then Neolithic if you come, Mehergarh, in Kashmir, Burzam, these are all some sites. Okay, you know what happened? So how man started from hunter-gatherer to become an agriculturalist. He started rearing animals, he domesticated animals. So next step was towards city life, settled life. He settled, but he started constructing cities. We saw some kind of homes in this, Burzam pit houses. In Mehergarh, we saw some homes. But now we started constructing larger scale cities where large number of people lived. Usually cities develop because of trade. Okay. Okay. When they have surplus, they trade. Okay. So there was rice, there was barley, wheat and other crops. So they cultivated and had more surplus. So the surplus grain, what he will do, he will share it to the nearby villages or the town. They will give some stones, some new equipments, some leather works, something. So exchange of goods is happening. So in the places where exchange of goods is happening, cities are getting developed. Market will be there. Next time they'll come to market, they purchase. ऐसे city development. मतलब this is how the cities are grown. So one of the classical example, which would you call the India's earliest civilization? Yes, Indus Valley civilization is called Harappan civilization. Okay, that's where the first civilization was happened. So that is one of the first cities of India. Even recently, it was in news. India's oldest city is found in Gujarat or Rajasthan. Recently, it was in news. Okay, 2 weeks back. Okay, let's see some points about this chapter. It's more about Indus Valley civilization, or Harappan civilization. Is this better compared to that? This is better. No? So, what is this Harappan civilization? Okay, what is this same size? What is this Harappan civilization? I think you know this in the northwestern part of India. You know, this is nowadays it's like this. Okay. No, Harappa is there, Mohenjo-daro is there. Okay. So this is present day Pakistan. In the northwestern part of India, here, in the long time ago, the Britishers found huge buildings, all made up of bricks, and it's abandoned. Nobody was living, and it's a very dry place, so people are not living. But they saw heaps of bricks of this Harappa means what is Harappa meaning? It's called Mound of Death. Mound means some structure. They call nobody is living. It's an abandoned city. They saw only bricks. So this British people, what they do, they bricks were good. So they took the bricks, thousands of bricks from the buildings and laid railway lines. Okay, from Lahore to Amritsar or to India, whatever it is, to Delhi or whatever. They started. So this happened 150 years back. After some 80 years back. 80 years back, इससे पहले there were some archaeologists were there. For example, Alexander Cunningham, he came to know about this place. He came, he visited the place, he saw the seals, but he couldn't decipher anything. Then came Sir John Marshall. He deciphered properly. He worked on that, and some 80 years back, he told that this is the place. I mean, this place is one of the world's oldest civilization, and and India is also one country in the world which has oldest civilization. It's not only about Egypt. It's not only about Chinese. It's not only about Iran, Iraq, and India also has one of the oldest civilization. And he proved it. Okay. And at the time, if you see, Indians were very in a bad situation because Indians were colonized, Indians were deprived, Indians were enslaved by Britishers. So this gave certain kind of, pride to Indians, and it's always something pride to boast about. Okay. So let's see about the so all the civilization usually thrive near rivers. I've already discussed, here Indus River is there. That's why India is called as Sindh, Bharat, whatever it is. Okay, so the civilization thrived near this Indus River, like Huanggo in Yellow River, China, like Euphrates Tigris in Iran. What is its civilization? I used to tell now, what is that? Mesopotamian civilization, Egypt, Nile civilization. So like that here also the situation. So, but this civilization is unique. Why it is unique? Can you tell me? What is the why it is unique? It's an urbanized civilization. Yes, sir. So first thing about Indus Valley is it's urbanized. It's not some village, it's urbanized there. Okay, it's urbanized civilization, and the civilization was happening near the Indus River, and trade and all those things are happening. So, and what is the another most unique feature of this civilization? Why it is called as urban civilization? Yes, yeah, well planned cities. Okay, well planned cities. Trade and commerce was happening. Trade and commerce was happening. Importance was given to sanitation and hygiene. Okay, well planned cities, trade and commerce, sanitation, hygiene. So many other things here. They had a social life. They had a social life. Okay, transportation was happening. They also used language and script to express themselves. You call a civilization a civilized. The first thing is they have their own way of speaking. They have their own language first. Only when they have a language to write and speak, you call them as civilized one. Okay. So this civilization is called as urban civilization, and because of these factors. Most of the houses are made up of brick, that too burned brick, and that's why it was surveying for the last 4,000 years. So from today, if you calculate this civilization of 4,700 years old, so the civilization thrived somewhere around 2700 BC. But to say exactly, this the period is from 2900 to 1600. In that, this period is the most top period. Okay, the civilization was thriving, and many other things were happening. Okay, let's look at the civilization. Okay, let's look at the notes. So you can read the story of Harappa very often. Just read, no? Very often. Just read this very hotly. Just give me a minute. So. Yeah, read it little louder. Very often. Very often, old buildings have a story to tell. Nearby, 100, nearly 150 years ago, For the first time in Punjab, they stumbled upon the site of Harappa, present-day Pakistan. Okay, louder, louder, louder. High quality bricks. Exactly. One of the oldest cities in the subcontinent. Yes. Yeah, since this was first discovered in a place called Harappa, this village is called Harappan village. Okay, that's why it's called Harappa. The Harappa is in the province called it's in Punjab province of Pakistan. Okay. So let's see more of what was special about the cities. Okay, the city was divided into two. There was a lower town, there is a upper town. Okay, so lower town is a place where normal people will live. Upper town is a place where maybe rich people, administrators. So the upper town is called a citadel. What is called a citadel? Upper town. Upper town is called a citadel. Citadel means a city which is covered by fort. You know, now you have seen Red Fort. There is a huge wall surrounding the place. It's usually a city. Fort actually has a small city inside. Okay, small town at least. So that's called citadel. Okay, so that's why the higher the west was smaller but the higher. Okay, so this is a citadel. Okay, and the east was larger but it's a lower town. This is called lower town. You know, people used to bake bricks and were built a wall around them. The bricks were so well baked that they have lasted for thousands of years, and the bricks were laid in interlocking pattern that made the walls strong. They used the interlocking pattern. In some cities, special buildings were constructed on the citadel. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, we have a very special place called a tank, which archaeologists call this as Great Bath. So we'll discuss about this Great Bath. So in which place this Great Bath is there? In Mohenjo-daro. Okay. So there is a building called Great Bath. Okay. So there is a building called Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro. In Mohenjo-daro. Okay, in Mohenjo-daro. So this great bath is a rectangular structure. Okay, it is a rectangular structure. If you will look at the picture, it has steps from both the sides. It has steps from both the sides, and it has changing rooms also. Okay, and this great bath is made up of burnt bricks, and it is covered with bitumen, because since the water has to be stored, it is what plastic plaster kind of thing, so that water won't escape from the walls. Okay, and they also had drains to remove the water, and two wells were there so that water can be taken to this. So what they were doing in this great bath? Why this great bath structure was there? We don't know what is the purpose there, but they are guessing. Not swimming. Rich. They say this bath is used for ritual bathing, ritual bathing, not bathing, bathing. We Indian we call it as bath, but it's called bath. Okay, ritual bathing. So what is this ritual bathing means? Even today we do not during Amavasa, Paurnima, or eclipse. We used to bath. Okay, that's called ritual bathing. So these people were religious. They were doing that. Must be there. So even if you go to the European cities like Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Syria, you find saunas where all people will come. All the people will come. They take bath in a common place. Like how we go to a common place and drink tea, like that people used to come and take bath in a common place, like a pond in a town, villages. So this kind of activities are there. So maybe this main activity is ritual bath. Okay, let's come back to the picture. Okay, so this was lined with the bricks, plaster, watertight layer of natural tar that is called bitumen. Okay. So look at the cities. No? This is very important. Just note down all the city names. It's quite important. Okay. These are all the Harappan cities. All the cities. Okay. Harappa is here near Indus River. Again, near Ravi River. Mohenjo-daro is in Sindh province. This is Sindh. This is Punjab. So, and look at the cities in India: Lothal, Sukardota, Dholavira, Chondudaro, Rakhi Gari, Kalibangan. We'll be reading about the cities in detail. This is basic, but just note down the city names. It's quite important. Okay. So, and as I told, all these things, water probably from well drained out. They took a dip on special occasions. That's why it's called ritual boating. Other cities such as Kalibangan and Lothal had fire altars. Look at the cities like Kalibangan and Lothal. So Lothal is here, Kalibangan is there. What they had? Fire altars. What is a fire altar? So this kind of structure where we do homam, right? You remember? Now even today we are doing this homam on special occasions. We fire will put certain things and we pray to God. That's called fire altar. In fire altar, they'll also have some structures which is used for giving bali. So these were found in Lothal and Kalibangan, okay, where sacrifices may have been performed. And some cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and Lothal had elaborate storehouses. They also had storehouses. Okay, what is storehouses? It's called granary. Okay, we call it as granary. Granary. So which cities? Both Harappa and Mohenjo-daro had a granary, but Mohenjo-daro had a very big granary. So when you have an excess of food grains, what you will do, you will store that. What India in India today, who is doing that? Food Corporation of India, FCI. FCI is doing the excess food grains in food corporation and sending it to all the PDA shops, ration shops. So all the excess food grain is stored in granary. Okay. So look at this. This is the structure of Great Bath. Two sides you see the steps now. Here you have some changing rooms, and this place is mainly used for ritual bathing. Okay. So you when you go to this place, it's full of bricks, 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 all bricks. That too burned bricks. In none of the civilization in world they used this much bricks. Okay, that's why Harappa is called heavily urbanized. Others, for example, Mesopotamia, if you go, you find some bricks, but itna ज़्यादा नहीं है. Everywhere it's burned bricks. How bricks are arranged to build up walls in Harappa. Look at the walls. Okay, this is how they were building. Okay, if you look at the houses had one or two stories, means one or two floors with rooms built around the courtyard and separate bathing area. They had toilet also, wells to supply water. Many of the cities had covered drains. One of the very special feature of Harappa is the drainage system. Excellent thing, na? Drainage system. So if you look, they are telling that all the drains are covered drains. Even in today's modern cities, many drains are uncovered. But Harappa had covered drains. That is why they're telling that they give importance to hygiene and sanitation. The wastewater is not going in the streets like today. So all the drains were well connected. From every house, you have a structure that connects to the main drain, and even the house had soak pits. Means all the solid particles will be collected, only water will go, so that it won't get. And every place you had manholes, so it can be cleared. So this kind of scientifically they built all these things. So this is another one of the important structure that is known for its Harappa. That is drains, straight lines. Although you cannot see it, each had a gentle slope so that water will flow. Okay, connected. So houses were connected with streets, smaller drains into bigger one, and all covered inspection holes or manholes are provided to clean them. All three houses, drain street, were probably planned and built at the same time. I think all these things are built. So it's a very wonderful architecture. Matlab they planned, conceived, and executed properly. Okay, right. So life in the city, the Harappan city was very busy place. Trading was happening. As I told, people were planned construction, special buildings, and there were probably, rulers. Okay, and they were also getting metals, precious stones from distant places, and may have kept most valuable objects such as ornaments, gold and silver, beautiful beads. What are there? Gold was there, silver was there, beads was there, and there were scribes, people who knew how to write and who helped to prepare the seals, perhaps wrote on other materials that have surveyed. So this place had scribes. Scribes means that's a type of employment who know how to write. Okay, Harappa has a script till now. It was deciphered, not deciphered. Nobody were able to understand what is written here. People know what is written in Euphrates, that is in the Mesopotamian civilization, but the Harappan seals we couldn't decipher till today. It is very hard. Okay, they know the art of writing. Okay, and they were using gold, silver. There were copper mirrors found. Copper mirrors means shined copper was used as copper to see the face. Okay. Besides, there were men and women craftspersons making all kind of crafts. Like there were workshops, own homes. People have traveling to distant lands, returning with many new raw materials. Okay, so must have played with these. Many terracotta toys were there. So this what terracotta toy. That is what I used to say na, in that movie. Hey Ram, the first scene starts like this. Shah Rukh Khan says to Kamala Hassan that our ancestors, elders know that children need toys to make them happy. Okay, then think about how big was this civilization, how civilized was this civilization. This is the first scene in that movie called Heram. These two guys were working in some Harappan site, Lothal or Dholavira. Okay, so this is the drainage. Look at how this drainage was going, and all this drainage were covered. Now it is open, and look at the manholes. It was properly planned here. Okay, right. So these are all some seals, Harappan seal. These seals are used to communicate. Matlab, you put the seal so that you know who is the owner and it reaches the right place and they will reciprocate. Okay, and these are all some toys which are made from terracotta. Harappan seal. Okay, they know earliest writing was there. Still don't know exact word. And the stone weights were there. So when you trade, you need weights. For example, today आजकल हम सब्जी वाला के पूछे ना पाव किलो टोमेटो दे दो आधा किलो दो they put पाव किलो weight आधा किलो. So the same thing was made weights, stone weights. Look at the stone, na. So they had weights from different ranges. I couldn't remember exactly the minimum and maximum, but multiples of two that it was there. They had multiple stone weights so that precious stones can be weighted and given. Okay, this shows the their efficiency in trade, how efficiently they were trading. Okay, how carefully, precisely these weights. These were made up of a special type of stone called chet. Please wrote it down. They used chert stones to make this, okay, and probably used very precious stones. And beads were also manufactured. The beads are made up of carnelian, write down a beautiful red stone, and cut shaped, polished, and throat sent so that string could be passed through. Very finely, they made all these things. Ornament making was there. Ornaments were made with carnelian, and weights were made up of chets. Okay, so metal including copper, bronze, silver, weapons, ornaments, tools, everything. You would have heard about this dancing girl. No? We will be covering this again, but still the basic dancing girl structure, all these things. Okay, in museum, National Museum, it's there, right? Exactly. Very good. So Harappan also made seals of stone. These are rectangular, usually have an animal carved on them. Okay, so these are all some points. Okay, right. Made a beautiful black designs. So look at this person now. He's called as priest. The priest. He had a nice shawl over his head. Look at the carving in his beard, and look at the bead in his forehead. So all of this. It's a terracotta toy. It's called Priest King. So it's a famous one. Okay, and they are also telling that cotton was grown from mehergar. Pieces of cloth were found and attached to the lid of silver vase, and some copper objects also found in Mohenjo-daro. They also found a spindle. Spindle is the one which is used to take cotton. Okay, cotton threads. And fiancé is a material that was also used, okay, glazed for glassy surface, beads, bangles, earrings. Okay, so specialist was there, cutting stone, polishing beads. Okay, how so this kind of search of raw materials comes from different places. For example, copper was coming from Shetri mines in Rajasthan. Okay, and this carnelian, jasper, chet, all these stones are coming from different cities. Tin was procured from Afghanistan. Copper is different from bronze. When tin is added to copper, it becomes bronze. So tin is acquired from Rajasthan. All these materials were coming. Okay, so Harappans used available many items such as copper, tin, gold, silver, precious stones are bought from distant places. They got copper from Rajasthan, Oman, and West Asia. which is mixed with tin to produce bronze, which is taken from Afghanistan, Iran. Gold comes from Karnataka, maybe. Okay, precious. So, and also precious stones from Gujarat, Iran, Afghanistan. Look at the toys, no? These are god toys for children. Food, they grown different type of crops like wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed, mustard. Okay, and they had a surplus. They also used a plow to, to cultivate, to make the land arable, agriculture. So all these things are mentioned here. Okay. So this is just so they since they were living near river, they had a bountiful harvest 2 to 3 times in a year, and they made surplus grains. Okay, and they also had heavy rainfall, irrigation. Some form of irrigation was used. Harappans reared cattle like goat, buffalo, water pastures. Large herds of animals were probably taken to greater system. They collected foods like bear. They also did fishing, hunting wild animals like antelope. All these are some points. Okay, so the thing is, the civilization grow in a very big way. But what happened is, after a point of time, the civilization started, uh, you know, um, diminishing. They also had, um, they also had a boat. I mean, trade via boat. Now let's look at this city of Dholavira. They wanted to tell some. Dholavira located in the Gujarat, the run of Kutch. There was a freshwater and fertile soil, which was again Dholavira was divided into three parts, and each part was surrounded with a massive stone wall with the entrance through gateways. And they wanted to establish. They recently appointed Dholavira for a heritage site, but still the approval is not given. Okay, so three towns were there: a large open area where public ceremonies could be held. Other finds include large letters of Harappan script that were carved out of white stone, perhaps, and they have been did lot of writing even in small objects. This is Dholavira, and next is Lothal. Lothal city is in Gujarat. Lothal is known for its dockyard. What is a dockyard? That is the place where ships used to come. No? So you from Lothal, if you look at the picture of Lothal. So this is where ships used to come. Okay, Lothal. This is where ships used to come. They dock their ships here. Okay, and commerce were happening. So the earliest form of shipping was performed in Harappan city from Lothal, it's in Gujarat. Okay, let's go back. So you should know. We'll be discussing in detail, but these are all basics. Lothal stood a tributary of Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to Gulf of Combat. So raw precious semi-stones were, taken from there. Import center, like all the ships will come. They are also had storehouse in the city. Many steels and ceilings were found. Okay, so these are all some dockyard. Dockyard at Lothal. Huge tank may have been a dockyard. Boats and ships came from sea through river channel, probably loaded and unloaded here. You're getting it? From there, it will go to the city. Okay, and they are also found a building mainly for workshop of making beads, pieces of stone. They are also bead making industry is also found near Rotan. Okay, you can read about this. So finally, there is a mysterious end. They didn't know how the city was immediately destroyed. It may be due to invasion. It may be due to climate change, drought, river coast change. There are multiple options, but nothing is substantiated. There are multiple theories, but what happened is after the city disappeared, the civilization happened like let's say 800 years after. Till then, there was nothing. There was again very small way of life, very simple way of life. Another city was formed after 800 years in the later Vedic period. After this, we'll read about Vedic period. Nothing happened during the Vedic period. So only in the later Vedic period, again as city culture started, that was after 800 years. Okay, so this is all about Harappan city. So just give a read, a very important chapter. Okay, give a read about this chapter, right? I think that is sufficient. You can read and get some points about it. Okay, fine. Any doubts, questions till now? You can try all these things. Okay, match the colon. Copper from Rajasthan, gold from Karnataka, tin from Afghanistan, precious stones Gujarat that comes from outside. Okay. Right? Any doubts, questions? Cotton from Mehergar, beginning of cities. Just give a quick revision to this chapter. Earlier, they used to ask one question, one definite question from Harappa. Earlier, UPSC question. But nowadays, it's not like this. But there's still chances are there. They may ask. Okay, fine. We'll end here. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. We'll stop the classes. So as I told, just whatever homework I have given, just do whatever we did syllabus discussion, and again whatever we saw in this Harappan city, just read it. Go read. Thank you. Dimple, do your homework. Just be in touch. Just give us updates what you are doing so that we'll come to know. Okay. Thank you.